Hello and welcome to my latest video, and today I'm going to be talking to you about the confidence that people have gained during lockdown. So to me it's quite startling of a fact that only 9% of Brits want to actually return to normal when lockdown is lifted. So this period of isolation has given each of us a huge period to really reflect on our lives. And while that is often good, there are often problems with that. We hesitate, we overthink, we stop taking action, we hide, we become hypercritical of ourselves, aiming for perfection rather than progress, and we start to believe that we are helpless. All in all, it basically just means that we're human, and that at one stage or another we are bound to have a crisis of confidence. So before I go into that further, don't forget, if you like these videos, click on the little subscribe button below, and don't forget to press the notification bell as well. So confidence impacts the course of our lives, and yet we spend very little time really understanding it and working on it. This is simply this is often put into three categories, and this disruption has given us the opportunity to take stock of where we are and look into these myths and purposely design the kind of life that you want to lead going forward, coming out of this lockdown. So the first myth around confidence is that you either have confidence or you don't. This is simply not true. We can all work on it and all get better. There's obviously certain areas where some people are more confident than others, but having confidence as a whole is not just a you either have it or you don't kind of situation. Secondly, confidence is constant. It's simply situational. It can go up and down for all people. New high stakes situations we are not used to create the same biological responses in people, that adrenaline rush, raised heart rate, just two of these reactions that kind of everyone feels when they're highly invested in something. These kind of people that are willing to be confident and kind of willing to push their confidence further, kind of push past these feelings of discomfort and take action, and they choose to try rather than be limited by that fear of the unknown. Thirdly, we need to feel confident before we take action. You simply could be waiting a long time for this to happen. Have you ever noticed that when you need confidence the most to be able to do something, it's often when your personal confidence is at its lowest? And these are just three of the things where confidence comes into play quite drastically within day-to-day situations, day-to-day relationships, as well as business relationships and how your business can improve and grow in the future. And there are some simple things that you can really do to kind of build your confidence going forwards. So having confidence just means making the decision to try something new. So small actions, marginal gains, they'll build your confidence rather than kind of making that sudden leap into the unknown, where the confidence you'll need is going to be a much greater aspect rather than kind of building your confidence in kind of gradual small steps that will eventually lead you to making that kind of big jump, but then having the confidence that you can make that big jump successfully. Again, these small actions, marginal gains, they create positive momentum. So by doing them, you get more confident, you get more positivity, you're kind of moving forwards, and people can see you moving forwards. Choosing what to focus on. So whether that's growth, learning, regardless of what you focus on, having those small incremental gains means that your business, your personal life, your relationships can have huge amounts to gain especially in the long term, rather than simply just making a huge leap and potentially not achieving the position you want to be in. Secondly, learn about your fears. So what are the limiting beliefs that are stopping you from taking action? Whether it's, fear of heights, for example, as kind of like a very common one. If that's what's stopping you taking action, are you really scared of heights, or is it just something that people have told you that you are in the past and it's kind of just stuck? So if you're kind of going down this route, how can you look to overcome it? Is it a case of kind of exposure therapy, where you just consistently expose yourself to that kind of fear, so that eventually you become accustomed to that feeling and know how to overcome it in the future? Some people, for example, with the fear of heights, go and jump out of planes as their kind of exposure therapy, as like a deep dive into curing their fear in a kind of one hit and done kind of situation. Other people, it takes a lot longer. And the same can be said for obviously business. Setting up on your own is quite a big step that takes a lot of courage and a lot of confidence in your own skills and your own abilities to be able to do and succeed. What you find a lot of people do is, especially in this kind of digital age, where people will set up side hustles. So their day-to-day job is X, but their side hustle might be Y, and they kind of work on their side hustling, obviously in their spare time, and building their confidence through these incremental gains before eventually deciding that, yeah, I'm in a position with my side hustle that it can take over from my day-to-day job. And kind of just as a kind of a last few thoughts, by taking some time to focus on what lessons you can learn from this kind of period of lockdown, you can begin to make positive changes to both your personal life and your business to help you thrive, not only now but also in the future. And kind of living a life that is more suited to you will not only help you to thrive, but will bring you more energy that will benefit you and your business and your broader life and relationships hugely going forwards. So don't forget, if you like these videos, don't forget to click on the subscribe button below, and also press on the little notification bell. Hopefully I'll see you in the next video.